Hold on. That's not. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, why isn't this? Ah, okay. That's
Yeah.
weird.
Mhm.
So
Fix
I
some
have
stuff.
to set the desktop audio to go through my headphones for it to get recorded in OBS.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Huh.
Okay.
Well,
Well, as long as as long as it records.
what matters? That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to set it all up again all over again when
what
I
does it sound like?
fucking new computer issues. Yay.
I think I'll let that be the bar's music for a little while.
Okay, is it chill right now?
Currently, the
Okay.
adults' times to relax, like Kevin, Doro, Doru, and then you got Sue over there who's put his other arms up, and you don't know where they went.
Hmm.
Mind you, Gillen doesn't know that because he's currently, in the forge.
Yeah, he would have taken his shirt off if he got too hot and worked the forge shirtless.
But Fion is immune to fire and he likes it hot,
Yes.
so he would not be taking off his shirt.
To be fair,
Huh?
Shania forges without a shirt just because she can.
That is true.
Yeah,
It's less restrictive.
it is.
Command Umblakakaran.
Dirg,
this is
be
really.
your,
I don't know
be
where I
your
got this
resident
from.
German
This is really
translator. What is it?
What does it actually say?
Dirg, do the German.
Oh, give me a minute.
Translating. This music reminds me of fucking Ty the Tasmanian Tiger music. The first game.
Never played it.
It is a heavy Australian inspiration.
I've heard of it and I've seen it. I've just never played it.
It's a good little linear story. It's like, if you know what you're doing, it's a good 4 hours.
Which game?
Okay. Ty the Tasmanian Tiger.
Yeah, or
She said.
TY, yeah. Here. Since nobody watches these anyways, I may as well pull it up on YouTube.
No, it's fine.
Oh, it's on the Switch. Cool.
Hold on, what does that mean?
I'm looking it up right now.
The fucking TV commercial where they showed all the different mascots all in bandages and shit.
I know parts of this, but I don't know what this whole thing means.
Apparently you can speedrun the game in 1 hour.
Words. It's declare independence.
Oh, okay. See, I understood that part of it was independence, but I was confused. Is that declare or is that decide?
Declare.
There was a fucking 4th game? What? Okay, review 5 years ago. I'm gonna watch that later.
Alright. So, let's see. Got everybody's just over there at Mob's house having a nice little dinner with them before getting talked to. And then everyone else is loitering around the bar.
Yeah, loitering.
Sorry, I can't be there with you guys. Someone has to talk to me.
It's okay.
Someone needs to speak with me.
Man,
I think Shadow would have used this time to catch up with Kevin.
Ow! Fuck.
See how things have been.
Oh, that's where that needle went.
Like, found it!
Fucking this tiny ass sewing needle that I picked up that's like literally thinner than my hair. It's like, oh fuck, I dropped it. No! It's lost again!
You always find the thumbtack. You always find the thumbtack if you lost.
It's somewhere.
Need a magnet.
I do need a magnet. Oh, wait, fuck, I have a magnet right here.
You just hope it's strong enough to actually, pull it to it.
Yeah, just rip it out of the carpet, yeah.
Yeah.
Get you a neodymium magnet.
Put the distiller.
Fucking, it's nuts to me that we actually have neodymium magnets now, because it's like such a fucking rare mineral compared to regular magnets out of fucking iron.
Yeah.
Okay, question.
What?
Is it neodymium or is it neodymium?
Neodymium.
Neodymium, doesn't really matter.
Neodymium is wrong because that's what the Brits say. It's neodymium.
It's always eum.
That's fucking America.
Yeah.
And I mean, technically, it would be neodymium because Karl Auer von Welschbach, if I remember correctly, discovered neodymium magnets. So, the Germans don't say die, they say Zim. They would say dimium.
No Beastits.
That's
Yeah,
bad.
the Austrians and the Germans.
I kind of want to do Boris's thing of where he made a vodka cooled PC.
It worked so much better.
Well, it's
With like
alcohol.
10 to 20
It doesn't
degrees cooler.
freeze.
The problem is it has to be changed out way more frequently.
Well, no, that's a good thing. Because ethanol is actually, well, not ethanol specifically, but a lot of petroleum distillates that have very similar refrigerant properties as ethanol, or not ethanol, ethers, they have very good heat absorption quality. and since it's also a very volatile fluid as it is, it's able to get rid of its heat very quickly as well as absorb it very quickly. So it's a great refrigerant. A problem being,
Are you
Much like
really
water.
recommending people use vodka as a refrigerant?
or some other volatile liquid such as ethanol. Yes, absolutely. It works
Use moonshine.
very well.
Oh, I was gonna say you could probably use moonshine too.
That would be a little risky because it is flammable, but
Children.
yes, you could.
So is
No
vodka.
more.
Vodka's not that flammable compared to straight
Vodka's not as
moonshine.
flammable as moonshine.
I will pull out the server mutes.
But moving on.
For the love of God, think of a conversation topic. It's been almost a year since you've been home. You could ask about all kinds of stuff. You could ask, who's pregnant or something? Who got fired? Has there been a fire? Has anyone given more death threats? Which is a thing that happened.
It's probably guaranteed that there's been at least one fire.
Well, Shadow would talk to Kevin and catch up with him some. Because last time they didn't really get a chance to catch up.
You have a chance now. Well, Tsuyoi's happy just sitting in the corner, enjoying himself something to drink.
So I think Shadow would sit beside Kevin. So, how have you been, bud? It's been a long time since, last time we saw each other, we only saw each other for a few minutes, but
Yeah.
I thought we could catch up some.
Well, I'll tell you something. Those heavy-duty dungeons, ain't no joke.
Oh, absolutely not. What dungeon did you go to?
I'm terrible with names, you know this, but
Yeah.
basically everything was a metal or a metal
Still
variant.
Fortress.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Oh, yeah, there was metal. Everything was metal.
Ooh.
Ah, yes. The one time Noro, since he knows that Silern can't possibly see him here, will pull out his journal and begin to write his things.
Ooh.
Oh.
She would not approve of him journaling.
Well, no, it's the things that he writes in here. He doesn't want her to see.
Yeah. Well, I was happy that Drake and Gloria actually kind of carried me through a dungeon.
Oh, they did. That's nice of them. It's always good to get a little bit of a carry every now and again.
Yeah, and on the way back, I literally had to be carried because, my legs were separated from my body.
What?
Yeah, lost my legs. That's why it hurt so bad when I kicked you.
Oh, I thought you were just sore because you got your ass beat. I didn't know it was like severance.
Oh, yeah, complete severance.
Yeesh.
But luckily, we had an amazing healer here. We have an amazing healer here that was able to help put my legs back on.
Oh, it seems like they did a pretty good job. He kind of like poke at his thigh, just like,
Stop, it hurts. Ow.
ah.
So, is there a Miss Kevin yet? Or Mr.
N-
Kevin?
Nah, not really. Spend too
Ooh.
much time working.
There's too much time fawning over the cute woman with the blue hair.
What? I didn't hear you. I literally couldn't hear you.
Nothing.
Like out of character, I couldn't hear you.
I don't know. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, that was intentional.
What?
He scheduled that drive-by.
Yep.
So,
I'm digging.
how are the kids doing?
They are really
That's
coming
all.
into their own. Their training has worked out well. They seem to be pretty lucky too.
Oh, that's good. I know that a few of mine are in the guild as well. Junior is in the Elvamar guild. Catherine is, I think she went to the guild you guys are at. And then the others, I'm not sure.
All right. He's not from here. Okay, I'm only doing this once. Nora will put his little journal away and pull out a little map. Continent Oris. North part Ilvamar, Ilva Romana. Bottom part Numantia. Other bottom part Galaxia. Over here's where we are. This what everyone just calls Broken Dead. It's not. Remember that. The child's in Areshka here.
Okay.
Ah. There's 6 guilds in Ilvamar. So,
Okay.
saying they're in the Ilvamar Guild. Yeah, just maps are all over the country. Nobody ever uses them. I mean, most people know where they're at, or just don't care.
Yeah. Well, I don't get out all that often, besides to do little errands every now and then.
Aaron's like, what?
Well, to be fair, I'm still kind of learning the area. I don't move around too much.
Yeah, that's fine. But what about before the guild? What'd you do? Or did you go straight to the guild when we got here?
Yeah, I can't remember bumping around for a little bit, just looking for, well, pretty much anything. But I guess the time spent in the last party was enough to make me want to go try to do it full time. That and having legs also facilitates a more normal life with you mammal types.
Yeah, I remember when we first got here. You got legs. I got turned into a dragon, and things got weird when we first got here.
It's a different set of rules to play with, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. And this UI, I have, even though I've had it for years now, I can never get used to it. It's so cool.
Yes, he's
Because
completely not even aware of the proximity warning because Sirius is slowly reaching over to poke him in the eye.
In the fucking eye.
What's
See
that for?
those little red glares to let you know avoid it.
Oh, hey, hun. When I went to get my soul fixed, I met Siri.
You know, I'm saying this for what the words are. There's no inflection or inference to it. From the stories I've heard, you find yourself in interesting situations quite frequently, such as in this case being married. Yeah, married.
You
I'm
could
not.
say that.
I,
Yeah, we're married.
I don't know how to finish that sentence without getting my ass beat. So I'm not going to finish that sentence. And it was nothing derogatory. It's just I don't know a good way to say it without being an ass.
Just go ahead and say it. Trust me. I have caught more flack and hazings from her side of the family than a lot. I can still remember little baby mortal, can't live past 200, little baby mortal.
Oh shoot! I'm glad that's a thing to hear. I remember that was something I heard a few times before we got to this world plane.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, this is the third world I've been to now.
Legally, it's the first.
Legally, it's the first, yes.
well, I guess that would fall the same for me. I think.
Who the
Maybe this
hell
is
would
second.
legally have grounds to try you for realm hopping?
The space police, of
Probably.
course.
And then they just kind of look over just at Yon somewhere in the bar. Oh yeah.
Young's just over there drinking.
Oh, when did Yon get here?
Yon's always there. It's their home.
Shut up. Oh,
They're there with their wife.
yeah.
And children.
Yes.
Oh, hey, Yon. How's it been?
Oh, no, some good and some bad.
That's
And
good.
she's got a little bit of a grin on her face.
I like her. Just kind of quietly. Just I like her, but she is very scary.
Yeah.
What is with the people that the first people that I've met in this and the last place is they've all been scary in their own regard.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen a lot of scary things in people, and I'm happy to actually be friends with some of them.
That's that one done.
Oh, did anyone fucking go with Akane anywhere?
Oh yeah, Randall has one of his minions following them around.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's making sure that they don't attract too much ire from the Mage Lords. They sent a small gremlin with Akane in the form of a kobold. And he's aggressive.
This
His
is
job? Murder them. Murder who? Whoever you're told. Okay, boss.
good. This is good. Perfect accompanying for Akane. This new world of mischief.
Kane's probably had them. That little one, he has an arsenal of weapons bigger than him. He's actually it's
Strong.
just some meta knowledge for you. He's very strong because he's one of Randall's creations.
He's one of Randall's kobolds.
He's
This
extremely
isn't a
strong.
regular kobold. This is a Randall bold.
Yes, this is a Randall bald.
He is Kobold Plus. He's the subscription, the premium service.
Every
Premium
other NPC you
bold.
met has a weapon, but when it comes to Randall's minions, they're prone to having a selection of weapons, which are basically soul bound to them and carried around in an instance of temporal law violations, usually as little tiny bag. Basically, think of like a arsenal of holding that they keep all their weapons in and carry around on their person.
Man, they get a second inventory for weapons.
See? It's quite brutal, really. I mean, their favorite thing is they're literally just a fucking piece. It's a hammer, but it's not like a hammer with like two faces. It's one giant spear at the end of a fucking stick.
Nice.
Neat.
Oh yeah, super neat. 3,300 pounds.
3,300 pounds of mace steel.
Just blom.
Just bonk.
Bonkin.
Stuff.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Their
no.
favorite thing
Bonk
is
Kai.
the slag hammer. The slag hammer is what it sounds like. It's a hammer of just a bunch of metal slag. Basically like 8 feet of just molten metal all formed into like one general club. And they love grabbing it, picking it up, and spinning around and just throwing caution and themselves to the wind.
Just throwing slag everywhere.
No, it's one solid chunk. But it's just it's so ungodly and so unwieldy, it's ridiculous. The only way they can effectively wield it is by spinning around and smashing everything.
Just smash.
Yeah, they don't draw too much attention though. They're a kobold. Yeah, they draw a lot of attention because like they will just like pick horses and stuff up. Like, do we take this one?
Was just sitting there, why? Why?
Akane will, of course, go. Yes.
She'd be like, that one.
This one.
I think I was robbed. What do they steal? My horse? We'll chase after them. No, I don't think you understand. They just carried it off. Like they grabbed it and left. Ooh.
They
Cobalt!
they shook me off of it like a leaf.
There's some trash on my horse. Yeet.
This music
Ah,
is
yes.
weirdly chill.
Right?
Yeah, very relaxing.
I mean, I can dig it. It's just, huh?
So,
I can kind of see him sitting around in a tiki bar or something with this going on.
I was thinking the
I-
same damn thing.
I mean,
Sipping
they are.
cocktails out of a coconut.
Ildamar is currently celebrating one of the holiday periods of what would be their Polynesian immigrants. You know, like the Carcarians, the shark people. So,
Yeah, I was about to mention.
Janaya has the bar dressed up like that.
and Alana is making drinks and serving people.
You notice that this continent, because it doesn't have any of the nations on it, it is ridiculously diverse. You've seen more centaurs, you've seen little kobolds, dwarves, elves, full-on orcs, even some lightless walking around. Just nobody's bothering anyone.
Mm-hmm.
But you have seen some people of various races with adventurer tags, which means there's a guild here somewhere. And there is in fact a little band just playing this over and over again, enjoying themselves. Woo, what's that noise in my ear? What's that noise in my ear? Okay, never mind. Alright. So since you guys are having a conversation, I gotta go back to the quote, "Too peaceful for mob" music. This one.
I don't know where you got
That
that
way-
quote from. I never actually said that.
I
I
know.
think Alana
It's-
would have became like
That's
oh,
what my head canon is. It just sounds too peaceful for mob.
I kind of see Alana wandering around there in basically a coconut bikini top and grass skirt.
Well, yeah, for this
Yeah.
holiday event, yeah, but I think she would have become a really good, if not a near master bartender, just from manning the bar. And
But
Haven't
Beatrice
been
would
caught.
definitely wear that if there was some available.
Dude, doing mixed drinks like that, like those weird like Turkish area guys that like pour the drink around behind their head and catch it down by their hip and spin in a circle and shit to pour the drink for you.
yeah, she does like
Whoa.
tricks like that.
Well, that's not necessary. I know what you're talking about. I have a fucking cousin who went to bartender school and learned to do all those tricks and shit for a weekend job that he ultimately got fired from when he got caught having sex with one of the call girls. Anyways,
Mhm.
but he was it my cousin? That's somebody I knew. This is the calm, relaxing music. All right, so Naibai has had themselves a very good, healthy meal. We're gonna give there we go. That way the therapist won't be mad. It's a healthy meal.
It's a healthy breakfast option.
And Drake knows the conversation that Mob wants him to try and have with them. So that's pretty much just going to be taken in the peace and calm of the study. I like how the dice rolled that his study is like you act. It's like I thought it was like, is it under the stairs? But the doorway to it's under the stairs, but it's its own room. I like this. It's got a nice, pretty little beige carpet. Got some chairs, a little tiny oval-shaped wooden table, a fireplace, and a desk with an exorbitant amount of books stacked on it and a shelf. And also what looks like a sleeping couch in the corner. You know, one of those lounges you just relax on. Man, I like this music. I
I
like
hear
all the music.
zwooshing. Who's zwooshing?
I don't know.
That might be
Alright.
on my end.
Probably. Crackhead.
Maybe.
We'll throw you out a window.
See.
No, I'm gonna throw you in a window if you do that. Like, drag your ass outside by the foot and throw you into the house through a window.
Oh, I thought you were gonna throw him like in the like bubbly glass as they're making the window.
Oh no.
Just crystallized candy nerd.
No.
I'm Han Solo, Star Trek.
Shut up!
All right.
They're taking the hobbits to Isengard, Mr. Frodo.
They're taking their sherbets to Isengard. All right, let's see. Drake. Yes, Drake gets to uncover his trunk. And he's going to do it, start off by doing it by grabbing himself his pipe and promptly starting to smoke something relaxing. But he doesn't know what, but it does smell like peaches. So,
Oh, that's dark.
you get a lot of trauma too? Huh?
The sound might be me.
I don't hear
No, dark.
No, wait, has it gone away?
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of there.
Eh. Okay, what
Let's
did
see
they
what
ask?
can do right now.
They're asking, they just literally just asked, you get a lot of trauma too, huh?
Oh, yeah.
You know, Bob's not usually a very smart kid. He's smart, he's educated. But that boy just doesn't understand how hard it is for some people to talk about stuff. That's probably my fault, though. I wasn't really one to talk about my problems. I like to punch holes in the walls and the floors when I had my relapses. Smashed a bunch of stuff. Hit a goal. I hit a golem so hard it became part of the ground, and I turned it into a mailbox. In fact, when I built this house, I was enraged. I punched a lot of the structure together by force, or I didn't even use a lot of tools for the first few months. You can sit down if you want. There's chairs for a reason. So nice and comfy.
I will go over to one of the chairs and sit politely. Kind of glance around the room.
The room has a very like it doesn't really have as much calmness to it as the outside does. It's a very personal space. It's got kind of you can see like some of the walls. They don't even have them covered up with wallpaper or paint. The wood has scratches and claw marks on it. There are just some indents. There's even some holes behind that you can kind of glance a glimpse of from the corner of a painting hanging up. It's probably no doubt from another moment of rage that they just kind of left there. There's a bunch of pictures in here though, and they look like portraits of Drake through the years. I don't really see any of him with a family, but not really easy for him to have any family other than one he has. But there's some of him in his youth as a member of the Chevaliers, and then some of him with the mercenaries and the guild, and the last one is literally just him holding his little brat who grew up to be a quite an aggressive biter fighter.
Just aggro yomp the fighting style.
Rabbi, do I look old to you?
She's not really
Right.
sure how to answer that one.
If you were to take a guess, How old would you say I am?
Um, well, considering you're asking the question and going off of appearances, age of the structure, I'm going to guess 183.
Oh, I'm 186 years old.
Ah, I was close. And she will actually smile a little bit.
You know how many of those years I spent dealing with my problems correctly?
Uh, okay, so I guessed 183 and you said 100. So, 3?
Oh, 24,
Oh,
25. But everything else pretty much allowed myself to be consumed by the monster inside of me, which is possibly partially my fault, but well, it's still there at the back of my mind. The gnawing hunger, that anger and hatred, that desire to be let out and just kill everything that crosses my path, that isn't my friend, because I'm paranoid about something hurting them. Even when I heard mobs hurt, it almost came out a little bit. But there's a hole in the kitchen wall right now. Put my face through it out of pure rage. That was my fault. So I know what it's like. It's what caused my little the beginning of my insanity, my little closeted monster, was when I was young and serving the Chevaliers. There was a quest, a job that we were given to clear some catacombs deep beneath one of the parts of the city that had been essentially neglected for quite a long time. I fought something down and I managed to kill it, but in the process, whilst I was fighting it, its magic or its curse, it did something to me, and over time it kind of got worse. Termites eating at the foundation of wood, and all the normalcy that I had in my youth kind of vanished out from under me. I started to lose myself and became this rage-filled monster. In fact, it got so bad that I ended up killing most of the chevaliers, including the the grandmaster at the time, the leader, the main man, as it were. And I kind of ran off, and to my knowledge, was branded traitor until recently. Uh, Very horrible lie. A very horrible decision of mine was making that. Was letting myself be consumed by that rage. And I've lived with it for the better part of a century. Wasn't really until recently that I got it under control. When I did have it under control in spurts, though, it would peak out, and that would make it hard. And I isolated myself from pretty much everyone because I was terrified of it. Scary thing, not wanting to be happy or to express emotion or be sad or be concerned or be anxious or excited because you're scared that if you show anything that it'll trigger this violence within you, and next thing you know you'll wake up again. You'll come to, and you'll have done something that you regret, something that you can't. Not everyone has the luxury of returning to life or the torture thereof. Well, I think that's what Mob wanted, what he meant when he brought you here. Is he wanted you and me to talk. Because what I can smell, what I can hear,
Nice if my internet connection stayed consistent at all. That'd be awesome.
no, right? My mouth is too dry. I can't do drink correctly. I need to get my drink. Oh, dry mouth. Why is my mouth so dry?
What the mouth doing?
What that mouth do?
What those lips doing, though?
That's what they're doing. Fuck. Mucus is bad for the vocal cords.
It's there to protect stuff. Why does it make talking hard?
Because humans.
Because it coats your vocal cords and it thus affects vibrations by altering their weight, how sound travels through little throat, because it acts as a different medium than air.
So there's this super weird thing going on where the only time I actually hear the background music is when somebody else is talking.
Weird.
Yeah. At
No
first,
background music for anyone then.
yeah. At first, I thought it was just less. I thought that maybe they had set something in their settings where they only let the sound from their board come through when they're talking. But no, it just went off when Shadow was talking.
Huh.
Yeah.
Strange.
It wasn't doing that last session, I don't think.
Hmm.
Probably not. Let's again.
Stop yawning.
Oh, my apologies.
Stop being tired. Stop having bodily needs.
So Drake and I are going to have a long conversation, since your internet is being inconsistent,
Yeah.
about their mental health and things to do to cope with it. And eventually, because he's going to keep her here the entire day, he's going to help her accept it.
It just sounds something terrible.
Good.
There, I had to share it.
This is technically the ambient background music that I've chosen for most events.
Ew, no. No, my feet feel weird watching it.
Don't be a pansy. It's fine.
Don't
What?
like
It's just
people
a
touching my
tongue.
feet.
That's awful. Oh,
I
no.
I do not like people touching my feet, let alone lick them.
Shoe mimic, though.
That needs to be faster, and they need to play that.
But no.
Shoe mimic. Ew. You can put that mimic to use elsewhere.
I'm sure that mimic has a foot fetish.
You just wake up and it's encased your foot, and it's just just gentle gnawing. It's just like, yeah, stop.
It's a stab.
Molotov cocktail.
Oh, okay. So they're
What is-
discussing their feelings, and
Why are you small?
Why aren't you?
I don't know. It's a good question, honestly.
Why cobble here? Why not cobble here?
All right. Well, yeah. If your internet was consistent, it's fine. But Naibai will leave with a very large amount of knowledge about the mental suffering that Drake also had to go through, involving the violent uncertainties of having a mind fractured by war and service.
Huh?
That way she'll realize she's not alone.
Mhm.
Well, that's helpful in its own way. Did they share any, like, tips on how to maybe help
A lot of
control?
them. They shared a lot. Like, they have to stop being afraid to express themselves, because the more that they refuse, the more that they stir and stray away from the possibility of enjoying life, the worse a relapse could be, because they won't know how to deal with anything but it. So it'll just feed into it and make it worse. Not Don't ignore it. Acknowledge it's there, but don't let it control you. Also, give them a lot of simple take a minute techniques, not meditation, but just like stop and enjoy and continue. Also, trust the people around you, because sometimes you're just way too stubborn, even if you don't think you are. And even if you, especially if you don't think you are, or even worse, you know you are, and it doesn't matter because you don't always know what's best for you. Exactly. I don't know what that was, but it made a wee noise.
I wish I could make that. I wish I could make that sound with my voice.
Um,
No, like open your mouth and that sound comes out. No lip stuff, just mouth.
Just.
yeah. Okay.
And with that, I'd prove that everyone here is retarded except for me.
You are
Oh, hold on. Let me let me just adjust this down.
um.
Yeah, I don't make it go that low because I'm sure you could hear it clipping.
So, what is the date in the game?
Hold on. Oh, and one of the main things that Drake did for Naibai is reminded her that no matter what, it's not your fault.
Hmm. Oh, are they just hanging out there for a couple of days, or are they leaving after a couple hours, or what?
They're gonna be there a few days, and
Okay.
every day Mob's going to, bring them over for dinner with his family, and then a small, polite conversation with Drake about, you know, their mental state and how to cope with it, how to slowly, gradually work themselves back into a normal day to day life. even giving them a couple of little hobby ideas to help exercise that. Things that they can do in their downtime to just kind of focus their attention into something rewarding. And one of the main things he did was wood carving.
Oh, she
Ooh.
does have that. You know, she hasn't used that knife once this entire time. It probably
He also
remind them
told
of their
her
family.
something.
Oh, go ahead.
He also told her something that'd probably make her happy. I do have a friend who's a sculptor. I could probably get him to come over once and have a conversation about sculpting.
Oh,
Yep, I would like that.
Yeah, no, they definitely know each other because he'll come over every other month because, their wives are sisters. Mom's
yeah.
like to drink with Drake.
Shadow may have a high tolerance, but he is not going to attempt to keep up with those two. He would
Yeah,
die of
Mon,
alcohol poisoning.
Mon drinks everyone under the table just because he's so big.
It takes a lot of alcohol to keep up with that size.
It's like, I can't keep up with it.
Alright, so here's a shot of
Look,
brandy for you and an entire barrel for you.
I'm 90% certain Mons actually has a power belly.
That would be awesome.
I could see it.
Well, like, yeah, I think he does have a power belly because he's like peak physical strength.
Hmm.
Maximum dad bod.
No, should he be flat or should he have the power belly? Either way, he's
Power
ridiculous.
belly.
Well, he is a dad now.
That's true,
Power dad bod.
but he's only gotten stronger because he now has an even more equal ratio. Oh my god, the rails on him though, his fucking neck muscles are huge. I don't think he like that assassin that tried to stab him in the neck and it got stuck in his fucking neck muscle.
Uh-huh.
This man carves stone by poking it.
This is also the man who beat Thor in a fucking fight.
Yeah.
Uh,
What is
Okay,
the
so
date
they're-
on the game?
I'm going to roll the dice and see if they've decided that either Mons is here in a day or two, or Mons is here in a week or two. Because
What about an hour or two?
well, you asked the
Oh.
date, and I'm like, wait, the date. What is?
what is
I was
the
gonna-
date?
Well, yeah, I was like, wait, what? What is the date? Because I have. What is time? Honestly, but
Breaking the loop.
illusion meant to sell more calendars
Used by Big Clock. Wait.
by big calendar to sell you lies.
Just like how gendered bathrooms are a scheme by Big Toilet to sell more toilets.
I mean, I can see it.
I mean, that's a conspiracy theory I'd believe.
You believe in birds? Ah!
Pff, you think the moon is real?
That's one of my favorites. Is you believe? Ah! That's another one. That's that Canada one is basically like Quan, my buddy that I have met through another one of my friends, Quanon. He said if people can argue that Australia isn't real, then fuck you, Canada isn't real.
Canada's not real. Quebec
Canada
doesn't
is a lie
exist.
perpetuated by the British to try and invade North America.
Aren't they French?
All right.
French Canadian.
Quebec was a colony founded by the French, but the Dominion of Canada used to be part of the British Empire. It used to be owned by them, and they bought their
Oh.
independence because they're pussies.
they
They're like,
they
"Why
bought
you
their
being polite
independence.
about it and just buy your independence?" It's like, oh, I'm sorry, Canada, the colony that came after we were a colony that didn't have a giant trading company monopolize your way of fucking living on the East Coast and then charge you to sell them shit.
It just
You're
goes.
welcome, by the way, that they learn taxation is theft. You have us to thank for them stopping the taxation on you. So you can afford to pay them for your independence.
Is Canada the only one that paid off Britain to just be like, nah, fuck off?
Yeah, Canada's the only one that's scared. So it is.
Wait, has Canada ever
Currently-
been to war?
Yes, World War
Yeah,
II.
they had their own beach too.
Is that it? Just World War II?
They also were very useful and ran many missions in the Iraq-Afghanistan bullshit conflict. Some of their snipers were considered the best in that conflict.
Wasn't it a Canadian sniper that hit a target at like almost 2 miles?
There was the one that confirmed the 50 cal is an amazing long-range rifle was also the same guy that clocked that same shot with a lightly modified M2 Browning at 4.5 miles.
Yeah.
It was luck, but still amazing.
I'm just saying, you only gotta be lucky once.
Wait, did you say 4 miles?
4.5 miles. The 50 cal is lethal out to 4.5 miles.
Mm-hmm.
What was one? I just like to point out a lot of people don't actually know this. They forget, like, Canada's been in a modern war in like the 90s. They were in a war in, I want to say, Estonia or some sort of Central European country. That they were at war. They like went there to try and deal with something, and like 1,100 Canadian soldiers defeated like the entire like 5,000 to 6,000 something strong enemy military, and nobody knew about this war having happened until like 1997 when it was declassified.
Wow.
I think it was.
Oh, okay. Canada's actually been in a lot of wars.
Sorry,
Yeah,
we kicked your ass, eh?
So, starting all the way back in 1003, the Battle of Vinland between the Vikings and the Skrilling.
I mean, Canada does know how to throw down. It's just Trudeau's a bitch.
And
A
then,
good portion. The non-military Canadians are just not amazing people. there's exceptions, of
I mean,
course.
they were in the
But
Korean
I'd like
War,
to point this
apparently.
out.
Yeah.
How pathetic is your life as a Canadian that all you have to do is sit around and bitch about America, your superior cousin.
Just because you're our hat doesn't make you better.
It's like one of them was like, "Well, you guys have more murders." It's like, I'm sorry, what's that? 1/10 of my population saying what now? Like, listen, you can talk to me when you have over 100 million people, Mr. 37 million residents. Let's see. That's a whole. Yeah, that's about 1/11th of my 370 million fellow Americans that we know of. Move the fuck on. When your country can fit inside of California, you can't fucking talk any shit. Like, and it's like, oh, well, we don't fit there. Well, you will fit in Texas. How do I know? Because Germany fits in Texas. You underestimate how big this country is. It's like, well, we've got a bunch of land. Yeah, but it's not actually really that heavily populated. And I know you're like, oh, well, neither is yours. But we have a reason. We have coyotes and rattlesnakes. You just got wendigos. Actually, no, we've got wendigos. You don't even have wendigos. You've got like something else. You got like the Valley of the Headless Men.
You got
Cool.
Sasquatch.
Let's see. What do I have that's better than Canada? I don't know. Fucking Roswell, Area 51, White Sands, New Mexico, fucking Carlsbad Caverns, fucking
Savannah,
Nebraska,
Georgia.
where all the cord comes from. The entirety of Savannah, Georgia. Yes, I know it's haunted.
It is.
Yes, I'm
Everything is haunted
aware.
in Havana.
I'm aware. Coughs and having lived in East Texas, right next to the actual haunted state.
Damn, I
Coughs,
didn't
you
know
know.
there was more than
Louisiana over
fucking.
here laughs in Marie Laveau.
I didn't know there were more groups than just the Taliban and Al Qaeda. There's fucking 14
lot.
different groups here in
Hamas,
2001
Hezbollah,
from
ISIS, Taliban, Al Qaeda over here. Anyways, moving on. The
Moving
month
on.
it is Erozik. It's Erozik. So it's the 14th month of the year, and you are currently. See, the beautiful thing about how their calendar system is, it won't. You know how ours can be like, well, it's a Sunday, but it's like the 20th day of the month. Yeah, that's not how their calendar works. Theirs will always be Buck will always be the 20th day. Like one of the days like the day of like Han or Hun or Opui
On.
Damn it!
or Kaif. Or none other ones will be the 20th. Their calendar system is set up so specifically that the first day will always be like it will always be the first day of a month will be Thran. And then into that month you will have because technically their days aren't fixated. It's more like the name of the day is just used to describe which of the number of the day it is. It's easier than saying, well, it's the 20th day of so and so.
Do they have a larger denomination than year?
Wait, how long do you think a year is here?
Well, it's definitely not 360.
I know it's bigger than 360. Ow, my hair!
That will always annoy me. That a year is not a full 360 revolution.
Don't worry about it.
So there's 5 weeks to a month.
Yeah.
There's 8 days to a week here.
How many months in a year?
If my body would stop interrupting me with burps, I would fucking tell you.
It's like, yo, bro,
You
cool
good?
story. Her.
Exactly.
I have input on this burp.
Thank you.
You said it was what?
Oh, it's
So 8 days in a week, 5 weeks in a month.
okay. You know, I'm gonna type the name of them.
Please.
And it's Diran. So it's that help, Kennedy? There.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
oh,
Thank you.
oh. 16 months.
Okay.
Eight days a week.
This planet's
So
spinning
there's
slow.
640 days a year, roughly. So there's 16 months.
This planet moving slow, though.
Well, I mean, got math. Like this, like that whole Goldilocks zone and like planet conditions. That depends. Like our definition of the Goldilocks zone only works with our star.
Yeah,
Like
because
if you
it
take
shifts
our
out and in.
Goldilocks zone, yeah. If you take our Goldilocks zone and you apply it to some place with a hypergiant, you're probably getting that planet roasted.
Yeah.
No, a hypergiant is a lot bigger than our star. The Goldilocks zone around our star is probably inside of that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you said you're probably getting that planet roasted.
That's why it takes.
But
Just so you know, there is a hypergiant at the center of this galaxy or this solar system.
Oh, lovely. What color is it?
So you don't know. Actually, that's not true. You do know. The light is filtered out it's kind of like a slight, like there are literally goldenish rays of sunlight here when it's in a bright summer day. Like when it's like the peak of season, you're gonna see like actual like streaks of gold because it is a very big yellow hypergiant. Well, yellow orange, but the
I
light
thought.
filtrates through sort of like a goldish color.
Well, okay, you're saying it gets filtered because I was going through the star chart. Like, wait, yellows don't get that big.
Uh, that's a fucking lie. Because if any of that astrological bullshit had any truth, then Ton 618 wouldn't exist as a black hole.
That is
Just
that is a big
are
black
you
hole.
informed of this?
Moving on, I guess.
All right,
But-
we're
so-
gonna inform you of this. Ton 618
Hmm.
is terrifyingly massive. We don't even know much about it, but it's a quasar. Technically, we believe it's a supermassive black hole, and like it, it is so ridiculously massive that this black hole itself has hit the point where it's fucking radiant with light. It has so much mass and energy.
Hmm?
It's 140 trillion times the brightness of the sun.
Black body radiators are fucking weird.
But
My
is
brain.
black hole light?
Google it. Google it. Okay, not Google. Go to Curtis Gazette in a nutshell. Did a video on like black holes.
Yeah, I
And
think
stuff.
I saw that video.
Hun 618 is. They say it's a supermassive, but it's technically what we consider to be the first ultramassive black hole. Theoretically, it's
Is it
so
only going to
massive.
get bigger?
Oh my god, it is
Well-
radiant.
Yeah, it's fucking it. That is a, just from what we've been able to read through radio quasar signals, that's a black hole of some kind or a singularity point. It is exerting so much fucking mass, and we should be thankful that it's over 3 billion galactic light years away.
We would have been dead.
They thought it was a blue star at first.
No, that is a fucking black hole.
Yeah.
But
So yeah,
now,
don't tell me that like black holes aren't supposed to glow, but that one does. So therefore, there can be a yellow hypergiant if I want it to.
yeah.
It's believed to
Technically,
be
it's a
the
goal.
active galactic nucleus.
Yeah, that it ate its galaxy.
Bruh.
There was a galaxy around it, and then it went. Yum.
Big slurp.
That's a whole ass
Munch.
galaxy.
Munch.
Shit ain't a PF change. You can't just suck it up like that.
Watch me.
Basically.
So,
All right.
Okay,
are we?
it will be forever funny to me that one of the brightest objects in the known universe is a black hole.
Yep. All right. So Naibai and Mob will return to the Fohar to join
Yeah.
everyone else.
Yeah, I think Shadow would try and get a couple
Good for
drinks
him.
with Kevin, and Fionn would actually try to ask the names of the Oni while they were working.
Ah,
when he's
no
bringing-
response.
Ah,
They know better.
getting no response in the time he's there to drop things off to them, he would just go back to do as he was told to do.
Yon's arms are starting to hurt.
He'd kind of do that. He'd kind of like just roll his arms, but not complain because he knows better than to complain in front of his mom.
least you making him use the standard anvil while she works out some things with that lovely, lovely auto hammer.
Well, you got to start somewhere.
When you have your own bar and you make your own money by doing your own smithing, then you can argue.
Exactly. Fiona is not arguing anything while he's there. Because one, he knows better than to argue with his mom. And two, he knows better than to argue with his mom.
Faraji has introduced Doru. Like, this is Doru. They're a teacher.
Who did he introduce Dora to?
He introduced them to his mom.
I see. And would Yon be able to figure out that he's going to be the mother of yet another grandchild?
I think Yone's at that age where they just know things. Just
No divination required.
I think I had mentioned before when I was on vacation, Yon would be. She would be a bit of a T, essentially saying things like, "Didn't even wait a century."
I mean, when you're this handsome, you got to start early.
Well, I suppose that's the sort of thing you wish to do, to propagate the species.
Like there's a lot of us. Well, and then again, Fuyu's got that whole land and everything of his.
And she just kind of gently ruffle his ears. Don't worry.
Shadow.
Teasing.
Hear you laughing over there, old man. I'll bite you.
I'm not that old.
I don't think
So
he
she's
understands
gonna
how
smile at Doru, she's going to say, "Welcome to the family." And Doru is just going to smile. And she's gonna be kind of quiet. She's a little bit beat up, so she's kind of sore.
Sin, once he hears this kind of talk, he will just stop his drink and set it down and slowly slide his plate to the side and just wait. He's not risking suddenly choking on something. Proceed.
Shadow. Oh, I have me and Siri actually have 6 kids.
I still think my father has you beat.
Yeah. I
Quite
mean,
likely.
and he wants more grandkids to spoil. Well, I say spoil, quote unquote. See, there's Matilda, Catherine, Jane, Azura, Francine, and Junior.
You got Noro just. That's 5.
Oh, that's 6. Matilda, Catherine, Jane, Azura, Francine, Junior. No, that's 6.
Now, see, here that's only 5.
What do you mean by that?
And see, in our world, 6 doesn't exist. It goes 5, then 7.
He's bullshitting you. Numbers still work the same.
Shut up, Kevin.
No. Just thunks down a tumbler. No. Fuck, stop messing with math.
All right, listen. If you get drunk and you start giving me shit, I will tell Hilarion a lot. That is 100% a lie, but she won't care.
So, wait, have Shadow and Noro met before?
No, this is their first time meeting,
Oh.
but he has zero give a shit.
Yeah, Shadow. I don't think I've met you before. I'm Shadow.
That's probably a good thing. Hi.
Nah.
No, I mean it's probably a good thing for me.
Nah.
That beg the differ. Usually, always a good thing when I don't meet people,
And why is
Less-
that?
because that's less people to remember and ultimately to have to try and put on my list.
List of people you have to kill later?
Well, it doesn't have to be later.
I'd rather not.
Why wait? Life's full of surprises.
Uh, uh. Oh, uh, and I recently discovered something that I could do as a dragon.
Congratulations.
Kevin.
Did you get one? Did you get one of those weird double wings? I hear that's a
I-
thing.
No.
Yes. Noro's just gonna raise his hand and just wave it over towards the bar. And the bartender will give him a thumbs up.
I know what that means.
What does it mean?
Thank you. This is a problem.
But no, I've recently discovered I can shoot lightning out my mouth.
Oh.
Yeah. But things have been pretty decent. Actually, with Siri, things have been probably the best I've ever had.
100% thanks to Father. Fixed yet. Oh, don't tell me to shut up.
I'll be right back.
Okay. He's just gonna lean over and kiss Siri on the cheek. You're so
No,
cute.
we're having a moment. You stay there.
Okay. Stay over here, hon.
Oh, bastard, I find you. And Siri's having a moment of looking insane because they're staring up at the ceiling while talking to themselves.
So, have you been keeping Kevin out of trouble? At least try to. Or have you been getting him into trouble?
Give me a sec. They'll kind of put their little tin cap back on, and calmly close the journal and slide it back into their inventory. Since this is going to be a thing, yes.
Oh, well, that's good. Kevin and Alana and pretty much the group that's pretty much here are some of the first people that I've met when I got zooped into the other world. And actually, Ivy is part of the original group as well.
Is Ivy around here, or is she out with Fuyu? And...
Gloria.
She's wherever you feel like she needs to be. No, Gloria's over there just drinking.
Okay.
Wait, who the fuck? What do you think? Yone's actually using a fucking chair?
Yeah.
I don't know. With this group, I don't know what they're using as a chair.
Why would you use a fucking chair when those legs exist?
Legs that could crush stone.
You know, disheartening to know that Gloria is a grapple fighter.
And reiterate last statement.
Just over there getting, well, tingly, not really drunk. It's funny, she doesn't even fucking try and like, oh, here is this much. She just sets a stack of coins on the counter and just puts her mug down, and they just subtract 1 or 2 from it, and then bring her more. Just pay as you go.
Oh, that kind of makes sense for her.
Yeah, Ivy's wherever. Buyu's at the house because he has guests.
Terrifying guests.
They're not that terrifying. They're not messing with anything. They're just being a happily married couple, visiting a happily married couple.
That's fine.
Buyu over here just casually being a legitimate lord who has his own land and pays a tithing and all of that.
Did Suyoi introduce himself to everybody?
So he hasn't really introduced himself to many. He's just kind of sitting there, very politely on his own, enjoying himself. It looks like a large glass of coffee.
But Shadow would look over to him. And how are
I
you? Hmm?
just people alone.
Okay.
Trust me. Conversation you don't want to start having.
All right.
So I'm back, but I found
Welcome back.
pepperoni, so Kevin found pepperoni.
Or Alana gave him pepperoni.
Either Alana gave him pepperoni or it's one of the many snacks that Noro has just stuck into his pouch for when he's drunk and he'll find it. Because he rummages through his snack pouch when he's drunk.
It's true.
Yeah. I could see Alana just walking over and just setting a bunch of pepperoni in front of Kevin. How do you go?
This is excellent.
Oh, you're
yeah,
so
that's-
cute when you're drunk.
That's Suyui over there. He's just, you know, you're talking about going to a dungeon. It's nothing against you. He's just unintentionally patronizing.
Ah.
Just why is Kevin rolling so good on his "can he hear it" rolls? Suyui's good people. Be nice to Suyui, but kick your ass.
I will. Also, hi, Kevin.
Hi, Max. Suyui, how's it going?
Hi, and he just waves to the children over near the bar. It's Faraji.
Enthusiastic
Hey, bud.
waving back.
Yeah, that's Faraji. Faraji has taken a liking to the wavings and just waves back excitedly too. I like how he's fit in a booth. Like, there's no table. He's just fit in the booth himself. Looks like a little Mons sitting there. Slightly smaller version of Mons enjoying himself.
Mini Mons.
With those big ass shiny golden arms of his. Well, technically his are bronze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so, I know I haven't asked this before, but what did Shadow get to learn while he was at the Bard's College?
Songs. And also how to play an oboe.
An oboe. Okay.
Yeah, an oboe, a cello, and a ukulele. That's all he got to learn. He learned string instruments.
Okay. Cool.
Ugh. Well, now that Kevin is drunk, I suppose the only one of us that can talk to you is me. Ask questions. I'm not being hostile intentionally. It's just I don't really like personal questions being asked by complete strangers.
Well, I'll try to steer clear of personal questions then.
Thank you.
But well, how have things been at the guild?
Sorry, I had a flashback. Pass.
Okay.
Go fish.
Because Nora was like, how have things been at the guild? Flashback to 3 days of sitting in a room listening to Sillerin talk about all the problems currently going on. Damn, hun. He's just passed on that one.
Well, so how long have you known Kevin? Or is that too personal?
23 years.
Oh,
And every one of them was a delight.
They are, in fact, delightful.
Shadow's just gonna gently pat Kevin on the back. I know, bud.
I hate this drink stuff.
No, you don't.
You'll like it.
If you hated them, you wouldn't drink again.
Just from the bar. Well, fine. Don't ask for any more of my fucking strawberry sunrises, you bitch.
You know what? You probably don't know what I mean.
I think he means he likes the drinks, but he doesn't like the feeling of being drunk.
I can make them non-alcoholic, dumbass.
Where's the fun? I'm gonna go outside for a walk. There's no fun in no booze drinks.
No, you're not.
Groceries are here. I have to unload some of those, so I'll be right back.
Okay.
You're not going outside, Kevin. Just too dark out there. Stay here.
I can see in the dark. I have dark vision.
It might not be advisable to wander outside while you're inebriated in case vultures find you. I don't mean like people. I mean like legitimate giant vultures. They exist on this continent.
That is terrifying.
They like to drop
Oh.
turtles on people's faces.
Why are
There's
okay?
an entire
I knew
ass turtle.
Like a whole ass turtle.
Why not just a rock?
Well, there just a quick side note. There was a bald guy that was killed when a turtle smashed his skull in from a small turtle. Well, small enough to crack his skull. Was dropped by a bird who most likely mistook
Yeah.
his bald ass head for a rock.
Yeah, the Greek playwright Eucrates.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's just unlucky.
that is specifically fuck you kind of
I
levels.
think it was Eucrates. But yeah, it was a Greek playwright. Anyways. But yeah. So stay inside.
Yeah, stay inside where it's warm and you don't have to worry about getting your pretty head cracked open by a turtle.
I knew a bird lady did Masa. She was cool, but she's the only bird I've actually been okay with.
Yeah, Masa's cool.
Hey, no, what's wrong with
Oh, hello,
hummingbirds
small
besides
man.
the flying directly at your eye at the speed of fuck and then stopping like a millimeter away?
They're flying swordsmen. I watched two of them duel to the death. It was terrifying. They're so fast.
You ever see what a peregrine falcon does to its prey on the ground?
No.
They dive bomb them at about 178 miles an hour and slam into them so hard they break their spines.
Damn.
Fucking
Why-
bald eagles casually migrate to the northern Canada regions and then fly into flocks of like other birds that are chilling out on the ice until like the commotion gets one of them to break their wings or something and they just rip the crippled animal to pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Take that,
Fire.
Canada.
Ain't that
Birds are
American?
scary.
We're
But anywho,
I
Why?
this is nice getting to just sit down and talk.
And Kevin just kind of has his head in his hands, having an existential crisis about birds being terrifying.
There's a species of bird that packs on like 4 times its weight in fat and then flies halfway around the goddamn planet. It literally builds muscle doing nothing. It just does it.
Birds are wild.
Right? They are fucking crazy.
Yeah. Alana is gonna come over with some water for Kevin. There you go. You need some of that.
Thank you. He sets up to drink it and just kind of ends up with his snoot in the cup. Just
She's just gonna kind of pat the top of his head. There.
Don't forget to put a finger under your lip so that you don't dribble everywhere.
Okay, I'm returning.
Welcome back.
Ever's back.
I'm just gonna go ahead and type their name here so you don't. So you know who this is. Alright. So Suyoi has mentioned small man, and then yeah, I didn't expected all of you to be here. You seen it coming, and yet here you are surprised. Well, it is time for him to start, being a bully, I guess.
Oh no.
Want to be bullying? I don't know. Are you allowed to be bullied by somebody shorter than you?
Yes.
inebriation tends to bring that.
Okay. No, so I rolled the dice, and I already have the date for Mons' return, and it is tomorrow. But I think at this point, anytime Glyco pops up, it's just because he fucking can, because he knows. Like,
What part of
How hard for
history
it to
do
get-
I want to be in? Oh no, Glycol's here. Something's awful's about to happen.
Right?
The last time Glycol showed up, an entire fucking kingdom got invaded.
Hey, listen.
He's not a
That's
bad
true.
omen, he just wants to be here.
I'm just here to watch. Like, just on popcorn.
Someone tries to attack him and he just steps sides at the sight of fuck.
Here. You're gonna forget trying to remember that name. You're welcome.
Alwynel?
Alwyn.
Alwynel.
Alwynel.
We just have a disapproving short man just having arrived from the raininess outside. It's so delightful to see all of you again and immediately hear 5 butcherings of her name.
What? You know this isn't Naibai's voice. I'm not saying that in character.
I'm not saying that in character either.
No, you fucking Shadow is definitely is. I know Shadow. Racist.
I'm not racist. I swear.
Stant lard.
Children. Have any of you failed math?
Shadow, yes.
I don't care about you, Shadow. You're an adult.
Well,
The
Fiona's
answer to
currently
that is probably no.
Compared to that, it's probably no. Wow.
Well, that depends what you consider an adult.
Touche. Hey, look, it's gonna follow you around.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Oh, I like that. Let's see if we got anything else relaxing to listen to. Ah, this sounds relaxing.
No.
Ah!
The flashbacks.
Jesus.
Sorry.
Do you got one with
Sorry, I
a
actually clicked on in boss music.
Do you have one with like sirens and alarms?
I don't know. What's this one?
The
Oh,
fuck is that?
crackly.
Is that Shadow's
Ooh,
Ah,
I like it.
that's some
None of
horror
us is
stuff.
serious.
That's for the Halloween skit.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this one.
Hey.
Uh,
Oh,
so you got this one. We're
I
gonna play
like it.
this one from the Far East, yeah, or from the Eastern lands. That's more of Glycol's magical meddling. As he walks in, he just kind of gestures his hands, and then he decided he wanted to listen to that. I fucking love how I can't even win rolls as the world against him. I'm literally Zawaro though, and I can't win.
Zawado.
where did the band get a shishaka for? Oh, what the fuck is a shishaka? What the
You're good for that?
Taki mushroom.
Our
I
good
w- I was like, Brain, give me a Far Eastern instrument, and I'm like, you gotcha, shishaka. The fuck is that?
You'll soon tight.
Hold on, I'm gonna. Last time this happened, it was a real fucking thing, so I'm gonna look it up.
If it's real, that means Glycol threw it into your brain.
Shakshuka. It's a dish with feta. It's a food.
Well, I mean, if it's got feta and other things in it, it's probably musical just 6 hours after the fact.
Okay, shashuka is a Maghribi, and I don't know how to pronounce that, dish of eggs poached in a sauce of tomatoes, olive oil,
Yum.
peppers, onions, and garlic.
Wow.
So it's like a
Kevin,
dip with egg in it.
Nora, Doru. Look, the three of you look like hammered shit.
Yes, it was a rough experience in that dungeon.
Today I learned. Oh,
Nora,
Babish
do you
did a
want me to
bit.
fix Kevin?
What?
Well, Nora's contemplating letting Glycol fix Kevin's inebriation.
Do it.
He doesn't even know where he's at. It's fine.
Nah, he'll be fine.
Snoot deep in a glass of water.
Where did they get these instruments? That's my doing. I've made a lot of various musical instruments and brought them here simply because this is a place I can relax.
Lana, of course, you're always welcome.
I'm gonna. What? Yeah. I promise I didn't use my magic to try and see if you would be here. This is actually 100% pure coincidence.
Isn't it weird how some of those happen?
Well, for me, when a coincidence happens, I feel lied to. How life is, though. Oh, yes. It's getting late enough. The forge is closing, and Janiyah is kicking people out of the bar.
Alana would be starting to clean up.
Staff is going home, including a lot of the dealers from upstairs.
So, Glycol,
Man.
what brings you here? Besides relaxing.
Oh, mostly right. Almost entirely. But she wanted some food that only they make here because nobody else knows how to make it. I figured I could use it as an opportunity to inform you that you still only have about 4 months.
Shadow, 4 months for what?
Oh, you know, honey, the thing with the world destruction and the monster
Oh
ball.
yeah,
Yeah,
the bad thing.
and the
Yeah,
bad guy and the do and the why and the
yeah,
rock
the bad thing and the thing. Yeah.
and the stuff. Yeah.
Hey, we need to relax sometimes too. If we're training the
No,
entire time all the way up to the event, we'll be too tired to fight it.
that's why I've opted to this decision. You can relax for an entire month if you want.
Okay, that might be a little too long.
Well, that's fine. If you do, I will pick the perfect dungeon to power level you all.
So, did Janaya finally let Fiona out of the forge at closing time?
Yes.
He'd probably come
Toast,
back shirtless, just. Hey
toasty
guys, I'm
kitty.
back. Yeah, just radiating a little bit of heat.
Your
Yes.
fur would all be standing on end.
Just extra poofy kitty.
It's like stepping out of a hairdryer.
Yeah, fucking Fiona probably thinks that the Oni were lying to him to fuck with him. That's Ori Nori. That's Nori Ori.
Ori Nori and Nori Ori.
One is clever and cruel, and the other. Wait.
One tells only lies.
One lies all the time, and one kind of lies when they feel like it.
Are you the one that lies? Yes.
It's like, wait,
Hang on a second.
are you?
One of
Yes.
these guards is an asshole, and the other one is a
Fiona
dick.
gets to scare Shadow when he shares their last name.
Oh.
Ori Nori and Nori Ori Misihiski.
Ah! What are they
Shadow's
doing
gonna-
here?
Currently
This
choking on
Janaya
drink.
No dying in my bar, dumbass.
Fionn, could you repeat that last name real quick, please?
You heard it
And-
correctly. It's Misihiski. Yes, the Misihiski that threw you across the garden.
That was not a throw. That was a punch, and that broke multiple ribs.
Yes, as
Ah.
always. No matter how strong you get, you still seem to piss and moan about your physical injuries the most.
I didn't complain about. I don't complain that much anymore.
What are you doing? Yeah, see? What are you doing right now?
I'm gonna be quiet and go back to my drink.
When was this? Somebody injured one of my party members?
It was before you met. 30 years ago. Almost.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. So then where did this happen? Tell me about it.
Another world.
Another
yeah,
world.
another world. Yeah, legally, this is the first world I've been to.
This is the only world I've been to.
Yeah, world hopping isn't as fun as some people make it out to be.
This is also the last warning that we're going to, because Sebastian has made it very clear that the Mage Lords do not tolerate any more infractions or incursions into our realm.
Yeah.
Wait, what's going on?
Their mother sent them here. They wanted to explore an adventure. They sent them here. At the request. Teach them how to make the greatest weapons that they can ever have made. In exchange for that, well, then I don't know. They said that they wouldn't send their sorceress queen here. I think an Oni tried to threaten me from across the wall of reality. Because, that's a fucking threat. All of you bums better not be louching around this bar that much in the morning. You're going to be doing something.
Shadow. You know I'm always down to help.
I'll cook.
What would happen if the mage lords weren't able to keep them out? Not by thinking about another war happening.
You don't have any worries about that, because you might be able to push back against one mage lord, but you're not pushing it back against all 13 of them.
Yeah.
Yon is probably the weakest of the mage lords.
So, wait, how did we get here then?
Yeah, something with great enough strength equal to a mage lord had already established a connection through a weak point in the veil here, and that's how you got here.
That big fuck off
Ah.
temple was a machine.
Yeah, that big fuck off temple was essentially a reality crossing machine meant to break through the veils to other worlds.
That thing
Used
was
entirely for
huge!
military invasions. Yeah, it was meant to send armies through.
It had a ritual chamber!
Yeah, 'cause it was a city in which warriors were born and raised to serve.
uh, Fion's gonna look over. Oh, hello, Uncle Glycol.
Always, right? I'm old, almost 40 something. I'm in my 40s now. Wow, so long ago that I was 19 and rambunctious.
If that's what you want to call it.
He was rambunctious.
Yeah.
You know, or excuse me, rambunctious.
Ram butt cheeks.
I mean, yeah.
Alana, I remember that when we were on the ocean that you like to spend a lot of time with Masa.
Like big girls.
Just imagine looming.
Yeah, there's fucking half orc wife just sitting behind him. Literally like 1.5 times the size of Glycol. This is not reflective of my personal preference whatsoever.
Just Alana and Shadow together. Yes, it is.
Hey, I don't want to hear it, Mr. I fuck a corpse.
She's not a
Yeah.
corpse.
Special corpse. Well, it's not wrong.
I mean,
I don't
yeah,
have
but
pet thing, I think.
Masa is around there somewhere.
Fuck, who knows what Moss is doing?
Sitting on a
Masa
mountain.
knows what Masa's doing.
Even I'm not sure what Masa is up to.
People watching.
People
Yeah,
watching.
that's gotta be it.
Sitting on top of a mountain. People watching.
Just sitting on a mountain with some binoculars. What are those people doing now?
They're not binoculars, they're bird
They're
binoculars.
gonna have a grandkid, so she'll be there somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Sitting on the roof of the fucking bar, just staring at people in the street. Fucking giant. Alright, get the hell out of here, Ban. Yeah, you get out of here. Go home. Good night. Hey, go to your respective homes. Time to go to sleep. Alright, they don't have respective homes.
Well, they don't have to go home. They just can't stay here.
Yep.
Well, they're gonna have to. You just gonna have to stay here. Your kids don't have. Actually, who can I pawn you off of that has enough rooms to support your living?
Shadow just slowly
And
sipping.
what?
Shadow just slowly sipping his drink.
Why don't you be a dear? Friends to go sleep at your house. Well, you see, the thing about that is, well, my home is distance away, at least an hour, and it's quite late. I feel eyes staring from multiple directions, and I request that you all stop, please, kindly. And my house is like the same distance, and my house is further than yours, and I walk. How about mine?
I also walked that distance.
He's tiny.
Look at these things. My feet are huge. They're heavy.
See? They should be getting carried because they have small paws.
Mm-hmm. I'll carry you if you want.
Bad. Stop
What?
trying to sleep with everything.
I'm not trying to sleep with everything or everyone.
On the contrary, I'm pretty sure you're trying to sleep with me all the damn time.
Just
That's just
muffled
you.
sounds of neck-based agreement.
Excuse me? Would you like to retract that statement?
Yes, I
That
would.
if that's just, yeah, see? You know what that's just you translates to?
No.
Kevin pulls his face out of the glass with a little bit of a. The beans is a skank.
No. That's not what I meant. I'm just gonna be quiet.
Hey, because you were kind enough to retract your statement, I won't put your ribs through your other ribs.
Thank you.
You're welcome. A bit dear. They just kind of grab a coconut and just crush it and then hand it over. Throw that away.
You will.
It might be advisable. Shut the hell up, Faraji. I know exactly what just ran through your head. I do too. Not very good at hiding it. Well, as a house, aside from the fact that I actually have it. I was just checking on you, children. My job, make sure that you're all functional or hopefully doing your daily calculus, which probably none of you are. So I'll deal with that when you go to leave. No, Kevin, not you. You don't count.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't do it anyways.
Oh, yes, you would. If I gave you homework, you would do it, young man.
You kiss my ass. No homework.
I've had my tongue in that. Don't fucking tempt me.
Shadow.
Eh?
Oh, really now?
He says teeth shut.
What the hell up, Shadow? I know how you paid back your friend that time.
Shadow,
You
I'm
know,
not denying anything.
that friend when I was. Oh, how rude of you. I was 19. That was taking advantage of me. Ah. Now that we've stirred the pot, we make our leave. Come, honey. Man, the whores run deep here, don't they?
You want to talk? I need
Uh,
one more
excuse you.
drink.
I have a girlfriend. I'm very faithful. That you fuckers keep walking in on me doing things, and it's making me mad.
Lock the door. It's almost like you
I'm in
want
the
it.
fucking forest.
Shadow's gonna reach up and hold his snoot shut. Shh.
Mm, mm, mm.
That's enough.
Your hand
Well-
smells weird.
Just Fury leans over.
What?
They just whisper into Kevin's ear that they're welcome.
Mm.
You let his snoot go.
Looks like fucking. I love how I've been rolling over here, and Janaya has pawned collectively all of you off on Sin. I mean, he has the room because nobody's actually really been informed of exactly how big their home is, but
I
It's
think
just
Fionn would go back home with Janai and Alana.
he's going there. But everybody, Mob's going to his house.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Beatrice and Sin are inseparable, so they're definitely going the same place. And Faraji's not gonna go and try and take Doru back to their place because he won't get to do anything. He won't be able to focus on what he wants to do because he'll hear his parents. Because Gloria can't keep it in her pants like 90% of the time. I mean, how they're shirtless right now. They're mostly shirtless to flex the fact that they have muscles.
It's a built bunny.
It's a very built bunny. So are Shadow and Siri still mooching on Drake for now?
100%. Shadow feels bad. Sirius feels zero fucks to give. It's like,
No.
we are in-laws. You will respect us.
Shadow has said, we can go home. I mean, I'm pretty sure we're done for now. No, we're gonna stay here for a while. Okay.
It's
But
almost
still,
entirely-
somehow Drake thinks it's Shadow's fault.
He knows
Well-
it's not.
It's default to blame the racist. It's fine.
I'm not racist.
First species ish.
The walk home, just Mob, mooching off my parents, huh? He's in his 20s, but he talks like he's an elder.
That's what I would expect from Drake's son.
It's not like you can kill me, so I can talk literally all the shit I want.
Yeah, not all of us have the proclivity of not dying.
I might have a way to kill you. Well, you're welcome to try.
Please
Just so
don't.
you know, I am biting something off, probably one of your tits. That's mine. Well, then don't threaten to kill me, and I won't threaten to mutilate one of your breasts. He's a biter, isn't he?
Shadow. Yes, he is. There was a time where he was little. He bit me on the leg, and I had to literally beat him off with a chair leg.
You did what? Why am I just now hearing about this?
Sin just grabs Kevin by the ear. Come on, you fucking drunk.
Ah! Ah!
Kevin, it's fine. We're going back to my home, where my dad makes delicious sweet rice balls.
I don't only think about food that does sound good. This is very offensive.
Shadow,
fine.
you are literally motivated by anything that goes in your mouth.
Plus, his stepmother wears like no clothes, and she is fine. Go to your house already.
I'm not gonna deny that last bit. I'm not made of stone.
Now,
Yeah,
whose
especially your-
stepmother
Yeah.
are they talking about?
Sin's stepmother is technically Ivy.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if they were talking about Gloria not wearing any clothes or Ivy or who. So,
Mom has a 4 for Ivy. That is Stacy's mom scenario to him. Oh. That has always been something that irritates the shit out of Sin.
All right, we better get going.
He also bullies Fionn because he thinks that Alana's pretty too.
Yeah.
Let's see. If you leave from where you're going, everyone going to Fuyu's goes down one road, and everyone going to Gloria's goes down like the left. And if you're going to where Janai and them live, you're technically going down like the middle left. But so you're all, most of you are going down one road until you get to the little fork that leads off further, and then you like, so where's Sin's house? Oh, that's it over there. Yes, that's my home. And the Sin just casually points to what looks like a fucking fenced-in little miniature goddamn palace. A little tiny fucking
A mansion.
multi-building.
Little baby palace.
Fucking Fuyu's like, I'm gonna build enough room to put my little clan on. My leg! Oh god, it itches! I sat up and it was like, yes, now it's time to make all of your leg hairs itch.
I hate that so much.
That's what you
Why? It's hair! It's hair!
Eh. How far is Fiona's house from the bar?
Not very far.
Okay. Because I know that there is a conversation that Fiona wants to have with Janaya.
Alright, let's see. Oh, hold on. I can find it somewhere.
Who's
yes.
tuning the radio?
Don't worry about it, you fucking bitch. Love you. Yeah, we'll end it off on you getting to the little. I'd like to point out that it was about almost 2 hours of a walk actually now to Sin's home, and worth it though when you get a home. This is like a little tiny village. Yeah, it's who you has
Oh.
decided. I'm not just gonna have a house here. I have money and skills. I'm becoming a lord. And he did. He purchased a lot of land and he started his own clan here. And he even got a bunch of kids who are coming from the Far East to live amongst someone of their kind. Have walked into the Odoru Kaze. You notice that everyone here has like the same colors and it's really pretty. And we're going to leave it there. I'm not going to tell you the colors because I'm a bully.
Oh,
I like that.
Indignant.
I know that tomorrow I am getting drunk.
Oh, no.
It is worth. Yeah, because happy birthday, by the way. I'll tell you. So everyone has these very pretty. They're predominantly white kimonos that have either dark pinks, vibrant reds, or a mixture of the two on them.
Ooh. Birdie.
Then it all clicks and all. Or at least the son of a lord.
Sin is royalty.
In well, I mean,
Or
he's
nobility.
technically a duke here.
He's Fluffmander Supreme.
No, that's his dad.
Yeah, that is very much their dad.
Yeah.
Let's see. Think. So his father would be considered a feudal lord. If we're going off like the samurai system, his father would technically be a daimyo, but there's no shogun, so you can't really go off of like samurai. And
Mhm.
then Sen himself would technically be the son of a daimyo or a lord.
Isn't there a name for samurai that didn't have a shogun?
Ronin.
Ronan.
Ronin, yeah.